Have you ever looked at marketing videos for, say, a fast food chain and looked at those amazing burgers, and then what you get from that fast food chain, the same fast food chain, is a hamburger that looks pretty much like everybody behind the counter stepped on it before they gave it to you? Or maybe you remember those wonderful videos that claim 50 miles per gallon for that vehicle, only to get home and find out it's 35 miles per gallon. And then in fact, you only get 50 miles per hour when you're going downhill with the car off. Well, unfortunately, building materials are exactly the same way. The manufacturers hide all the negatives parts about the building material and only talk about the things that are really good. And maybe they're not even true. So how do you know what's real? How do you know if that building product is actually even good for you or good for your clients if you're a builder or an architect? How do you know it's safe to put in your buildings? The government has mandated that the manufacturers produce a document called a Manufacturer Safety Data Sheet, MSDS, or the SDS for short, the Safety Data Sheet. And in that Safety Data Sheet is supposed to be the components of that material that they're selling, and then what those components are, the CAS number or the Chemical Abstract Society number, which is supposed to tell you exactly if those materials are healthy or not healthy for you. Unfortunately, we can't always believe what the SDS said. And in this video, we're going to talk about what happens when we look at an SDS and what we actually find a lot of times. We're going to look at the SDS for this material. And we see that this manufacturer does what many manufacturers do. Is they hide what they're going to put into their materials or what they've put into their materials through two typical ways. One, they call it an article, which means that it's a material that goes in installed. It's not a liquid, it's not a paste, it's not a spray can, it's not something like that. It's an article like a mouse or a piece of paper, right? And so what that says is that they don't have to declare what the chemicals are in that material. Well, why the hell did they put in SDS to begin with? Secondly, they often state that they're proprietary chemicals and that they're not going to tell you because they don't want to give away their private industry secrets and have somebody else replicate their material. So you're left guessing what's in that material. And if you guess, oh, everything's okay, then you're taking your life and or the life of your family or your clients into your own hands. I don't accept that. That's a really bad decision to make. So we want to look farther down in the SDS to see if they're giving away clues as to what's actually in this material. And what we see is that they're admitting that they have polyvinyl chloride in here. And if you look up polyvinyl chloride, it's a carcinogen and toxic. They're also saying that the decomposition products of this material in fire are hydrochloric acid, HCl, hydrogen cyanide, HCN, and other hazardous gases may be evolved. That doesn't sound like a safe material to me. That actually sounds like a really unsafe material to me. I'm not going to choose to put that into our projects. Not only does it keep me from being able to clean the ducts, but it's potentially off-gassing toxic chemicals into the houses that I'm building for my clients or my own house. So what are we going to do? Are we just going to buy materials without actually understanding what's in those materials? Or just hoping that the manufacturer is not hiding some toxic chemical in there? No, we can't do that. Like, where is our responsibility to our clients, to our families, to our own health? The only way we can do this is to expect manufacturers to act in a way that shows that they care about the health of the people that they sell their building materials to, the people who build their building materials, and the people who take down their building materials later on after their end of life. And the only way that we can do this that I know of is a thing called the Declare label. Now, the Declare label is a label given to manufacturers by the Living Future Institute, which is a promoter of the Living Building Challenge. And this Declare label, it shows that these manufacturers have listed all of the components in their building materials, down to 100 parts per billion. These manufacturers have shown that they are willing to be transparent about the building materials that they are producing. And if those building materials contain no Living Building Challenge red list chemicals, they get what's called red list free Declare label. So an approved means they've declared all of the chemicals in their products, and a red list free label means that all of those chemicals are not toxic to you. This is the best way to make sure that the building materials we're using, whether in our own homes or in the homes of our clients, are not toxic, are not going to make people sick, and you can feel good about using. If you're interested in learning more about building science or building a better way, hit subscribe as we show you how to build a better way.